Hello everyone and welcome back to Valorant Hub. My name is Aki and we're only 10 days away from Valorant Episode 3 Act 1 coming June 22nd and June 23rd, depending on where in the world you are. By this time, only 10 days from now, it's highly likely that we'll all be learning how to play the next agent and figuring out how their story fits into the broader Future Earth universe. Valorant have given us lore tidbits more in the past month than ever before this year, and in this video we're going to break a lot of it down. Now of course, if you clicked on this video, you're looking to find out a little bit more about the next agent, and we're going to go over that today. We're going to go over quite a lot today because lots has happened and it's time to go through all of it. This trailer that you're seeing right here, the color of the city, or the color of the town, sorry, I believe it is. This was posted a couple of days ago, and since then I've been trying to figure out how do we piece all of this information together to make sure that it makes sense to the Valorant community. Of course, this is the trailer right here, and if we scroll through, of course, we can see it playing. Now, we had a really important update from David Nottingham, who is the creative director for Valorant, saying this is canonical, folks. Now, canonical essentially means that it's part of the storyline. It is, in fact, makes sense within the Future Earth universe. It actually gives us information, teases and information like that, and it is not just a promotional material, which some videos that we see from Valorant actually are. So very important to keep in mind that what we're seeing here are actually teasers towards what we'll see in the future. But that's not what we're looking at right now. What I want to start off with is what you've clicked on this video for. I want to talk about the new agent, right? The next agent. Now, we saw this teaser come from Summer Games Fest. We've actually made a video about this, and a lot of you were really interested in it. Of course, what we're seeing right here, of course, is a robot, and they are essentially being held up by robotic arms, mechanic arms, and then if we go further on into the teaser, we will, of course, in fact, see the robot head. Now, there's a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions being asked about this head right here. Is this a new agent? Is this one of Killjoy's devices? Are they related to Cyber? So many things being asked, and of course, no one here really knows exactly what's going on. Obviously, as the trailer progresses, we see later into the video there are some animations popping up on the screen, but really it's impossible to tell what these numbers really say or what they mean. Regardless, it is stoking a lot of curiosity, and when we go through this right here, we see at the very start that this machine as such seems to be completely turned off, and then it sort of turns on with Radianite colors. Now, we're actually on Breeze right here, and we can see, of course, this color right here. We spoke about this in the last video, but there's a lot more that we're going to go over today, and that's what I want to look at right now. So for one, some of you may remember this in the Battle Pass. This was one of the cards in a previous Battle Pass, and it shows us what's called the Ancient Secrets card. Now, this card specifically shows us a crane that is picking up what seems to be a Radianite box maybe, and putting it somewhere else. We're not sure where. Obviously, we can see what seems to be Kingdom Corporation workers right here lifting things out of this ship, and many of you may already be able to tell that this is likely to be the ship that we see on Icebox, just towards the mountain, sort of away from the actual site of the map. And of course, this is also what we see on Breathe, right? We have this teleporter sort of triangle shape right here, and some people have noticed that this shape right here very much coincides with the background room that we can see in this trailer right here. Of course, if we actually turn up the curves a little bit, we can see a lot more is going on behind the scenes that we saw before. So of course, we see this room right here, or whatever it is, and it has this sort of shape entrance that definitely resembles what we saw in the Ancient Secrets card and on the Breeze teleporter. We also seem to have some sort of interface here, but I don't know what it is. And of course, one of the biggest questions here is, where is this place? Because this is not a map that we've seen before, and I'm not saying that this is a new map, but I am saying that it's somewhere that we have never seen before, and of course it is very, very mysterious. Now, if we have a look at this robot right here, we can of course see that there is essentially one arm. So where is the other arm for one? Why is it being held up by this machine right here, as it looks like? And why do we have what seems to be an ammo belt over here? Of course, we have a stash of ammo right here and ammo along the belt. Now, of course, a lot of the questions have been asking about what is this agent, if it is an agent, going to be? And of course, we've seen that it's going to be something that works for many people who have been playing FPS for a long time. As the Valorant team have said, it's going to be more traditional. Now, if we go a little bit further, we're going to look at some potential leaks. Alright, quick, before we jump into the leaks, I forgot to add this in the video, so I'm editing it in, etc. But what we're seeing right here is the night market for this act, right? The act going into episode 3, act 1. Right now we're in episode 2, act 3, moving into episode 3, act 1. Now this is the night market graphic. Now normally, night market graphics, and a lot of you will be filled in on this, but for those of you who aren't, night market generally teases the next agent or the next map. Since Yoru, we saw new night market graphics showing us either a country or showing us something of the like, right? We saw Japan really for Yoru, and then we saw Adingrahene symbols and Ghana for Astra. Then later on, we saw a night market literally showing us the new map that is Breeze, of course, showing us some of the sort of palm trees, showing us some sort of the infrastructure that we see on the map. Now this time around, there is no new teaser, or at least that's what we're seeing, right? So if we have a look through this real quickly, we see of course the night market. Now we see year 1, because this is to celebrate 1 year of Valorant. 602, 615. Now these are the dates for the night market being open, but normally we'd see some sort of location here, right? Or we would see maybe some symbols right here, but all we see is year 1 Valorant, and we see the Defy the Limits slogan right here. Now, as per usual, what we'll do is we'll give a bit of curves on this to see anything we couldn't see otherwise, right? We tune it up a bit, the brightness, nothing obvious. We give it a bit more contrast, nothing obvious. We see Jet right here, we see Yoru right here. Notice as well, thanks to Disturbo for finding this, that there are no people up here. Now, in the loading screen, you will see sort of cardboard cutouts up there. So what's going on there specifically, we do not know. We have Astra right here, we have Breach right here, we have Sky right here with her wolf, we have Breeze over here with the palm trees, the sea, etc. We have Sage over here, Reyna over here, we have Jet right here, and we have Breeze over here with, of course, Cypher with his ghost over here, and finally, again, we have Jet right here. What is going on, right? What is going on? Because this threw a lot of people for a loop. Of course, we have Viper, we have we have Sova, and we have Phoenix right here. I'm telling you that what I see at least is no new teasers for this. However, what we do know is that maps are storytellers for the lore. Now, Yoru was teased by Icebox, the whole samurai story that Valorant Hub definitely covered a lot on. We spoke about what we were planning on seeing, and of course we did end up seeing a Japanese samurai sort of come from the Edo period, or at least that's where their ancestors from. Now, here we have Breeze, of course, and this is the Bermuda Triangle, more specifically the southern part of the Bermuda Triangle, but we don't know where exactly, and they haven't given us exact coordinates for that. There's a lot of mystery regarding Breeze. Of course, we have the Radianite sort of oil spiel, if you like. We have this place right here, and of course, this has been the place of wonder, really the only place that has been updated for the map. Now, it would make sense, I feel like, if we were to see a robot agent, being originating from a place that we have never really seen before. The Bermuda Triangle, of course, is shrouded by mystery. It would only make sense to see something like a robot from a place like the Bermuda Triangle, and of course, this gives us a lot more teasers for what else can we expect regarding mystery and regarding such mysterious places. You know, Icebox is in Russia. Every other map is in a very realistically fungible location. You know, we have Ascent, which is based on Venice. We have, again, Icebox based on Bennett Island in Russia. We have Haven, which is based on Bhutan. Every single map, apart from this map, has a pretty real location. Bermuda Triangle, it's real, but you know, what's going on? You know, I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, that being said, let's take a listen to the so-called leaks. This is where things get exciting. So for one, let's go to this tweet right here. This was what Valorant pinned on the Summer Game Fest, right? We saw this sort of teasing what seemed to be a new agent spotted at Summer Games Fest, and then we have David Nottingham, who is the creative director for Valorant, saying, "Damn it, Killjoy, this is all too secret." So was this machine maybe made by Killjoy? What is going on here? Is it actually a new agent? Well, Mike seems to think that it might be the new agent, as he has literally written down, "First look at the new agent," right here, hashtag Valorant, and this got a lot of attention, as we can see right here, almost 250,000 views. Now, not long after this was posted, On Screen, who is a very popular Twitch streamer, a lot of you will know him, he posted possible Valorant leak. The next agent, codenamed Grenadier, is a robot called KO. His ult is a knife that when it hits a wall emits a small EMP like wave that cancels all utility in its range. He also has a flash and grenade. Now let's try and take this into practical terms for a second. I'm on Beast right now, playing as Sky, of course, not any new agents or anything like that. Now we have this knife right here that's been sort of jammed into this Rage Knight box, and of course it basically seems like it's come from almost this teleporter area, although really it comes roughly from around, I would imagine, here, right? That is where we see the handle aligning, and of course right here we are right from the teleporter, so my guess is that this might have been thrown through the teleporter, which of course is what you see in the thumbnail. So definitely looks very interesting. Now of course when this gets placed down, what we should expect to see, I'm guessing, is around this range, and we don't know what the range is going to be, but bear in mind it is an ultimate. And when we think about Killjoy's ultimate, generally an ultimate ranges roughly around an entire site, or pretty much around there. Okay, so my guess is that this right here will emit an EMP that will essentially be pretty much exactly like Killjoy's ultimate, maybe obviously with different sort of ranges, with a different duration, etc. But that seems what we've heard from on screen over there. Now, looking at the other abilities we have, of course, it says he also has a flash and grenade. So another agent with another flash and another agent with a grenade. Of course, we can liken that maybe to Raze potentially. Now, of course, where this information comes from, not quite sure, but of course, on screen himself is well connected, most likely, and of course a very popular Twitch streamer, so very interesting. My question to you from here is, what do you think this actually is? Do you believe that this is a new agent? Do you believe that it's not a new agent? Do you believe that Killjoy might have made this machine? What are your thoughts? Because there are a lot of confusion, a lot of curiosity in the community. Personally, it looks interesting. It looks definitely possible, but is it in fact going to be the case? Well, we're going to find out in roughly around 10 days from now for when episode 3 actually starts. Moving on, we have a lot to talk about from the Killjoy takeover from Twitter, right? The Killjoy takeover took around 24 hours roughly, and then it turned back to normal. But with the Killjoy takeover, we saw, of course, Killjoy's profile picture was on the Valorant profile picture, and of course, they brought us some new content. So as we can see right here, we have Killjoy sort of playing around or doing something with her nanobot, and then we have right here a translation, right? So what this actually shows, if we go behind this image right here, for one, we have a text conversation with Brimstone and Killjoy, and what it specifically reads is how to reset the Brazier password. Killjoy responds with a question mark. Brim says open up the sky, and then Killjoy writes back, Brim, I'm not the only person who knows how to use a computer unless you're finally going to let me modify your arm. Please reset your password, I'm locked out. Again, you tried changing the password fluid, and if we look down here, of course it says there is no password fluid, and then Killjoy is laughing. So what exactly is happening here? I would love to hear your takes on this in the comments below. And then if we go over here, of course, we can see some images, right? Now we're going to go into those images a bit later on. Now I want to have a look at the Raze cinematic, because thankfully some concept art came out on ArtStation recently, which I want to have a good look through. This right here is Raze's garage, or her laboratory, where essentially she tinkers with the different tech as we saw in the cinematic. Of course, right here we have what looks like a crane arm, a small one obviously. We have a monitor, it looks like, with a computer. We have a judge, it looks like, the bazooka, and then we have some tools things right here, with of course a little Killjoy figurine over here. Now Killjoy on this end is showing us what seems to be some sort of drawing board, and of course this right here, like I say, this is meant to be canonical, at least from the cinematic is concerned, which basically means this is lore, this is relevant stuff to look at. Now, thankfully, that's not the only thing we have to look at with the Raze lore. Right here, we have what seems to be some sort of diagram that shows each thing here. Now, of course, this right here, I believe, is in Portuguese, but from what I understand, essentially, we have different elements of the concept cinematic, I guess, right here. So this is a tool table right here. This is the energy supply, it seems to be. This is sort of TVs and computers, I'm guessing. Now, we don't know what Tenda Rede is, so our question to you is, if you do speak Portuguese, what is this place right here? And also, of course, we have the drawing board here, we have a globe right here, a computer right here, but what are you seeing here? That's what I'm going to start doing more on this channel. I'm going to start presenting information, and I'm going to let you figure some of this out in the comments below. I want to see your theories. Furthermore, if we go on to another shot right here, we have Raze again in her garage. This time round it's a different shot though, okay? And this time round we actually have a better look at what this looks like. Now, I will admit that I have, I believe, actually played around with the effects. So if we didn't have these effects, this is what it would look like. And of course that does look very different, but to give us a better understanding, what we see right here, of course, is some images on the board. We see a woman here, right, with some glasses on, it looks like. And of course here it's difficult to tell what we can see. Definitely something in there, definitely something in there, and definitely something in these pictures right here. But to make out what it actually is pretty much impossible, I think, as well as seeing what's on the blueprint right here. Definitely interesting. Of course, we have this glowing green from whatever this room is, and of course we have this pistol right here. And as credit shows right here, we have Eduardo, Light, Farm Brazil, Valorant, right? Going forward then, we have Comp 7. Now this one is definitely going to stoke some interest, right? Some people know who this is, some people definitely do not know who this is. And my question to you is, who do you think this is? I actually tweeted about this. Who is this Valorant community? Maybe we can put this discussion to rest before episode 3 starts in 10 days. Tell us who you think it is. Now, of course, many people are saying it's Sova, old Sova. Some people think that it's old Reyna. Would love to hear your take, but one thing to keep in mind is that we see this right here. Now, some of you will not know what this says. It says Atlas. Now, Atlas, as my understanding is a previous sort of version before Valorant came out of Kingdom Corporation. So just something to think about, that we saw, of course, Kingdom Corporation's old logo on this unreleased agent. I will make it very clear now though, because I know that I want to have theories going around left, right and center, but I want to make it clear that this is not coming to the game, and if it does, I will be very shocked by Riot, incredibly shocked, for reasons being that this is an old file. It will not be coming to the game, and anyone who says it is, you're all welcome to have your own opinions, but it does not seem likely based on the game development. Going forward, we're going to look at the Killjoy takeover again. We saw this image right here, a table with a number of photos being shown on this table. Now, my question to you is, which maps do you see in each of these photos? So here we see Breeze. Here I think we see Ascent potentially. Here I think we may see Ascent again. Now, this could be Ascent or it could be Icebox. Where is this place? There's clearly a concert, but where is the place specifically? Keeping in mind that 1, 2, 3, 4 of these images is a map that we already know, but what is the 5th image? That's all I'm going to ask you. Now we're going towards some Raze images. Now, some of you will have already seen this, but we're going to go through everything because not everyone is on Facebook, and this is where it was posted. This was posted on Facebook, and we see, of course, here Raze street art, and we also have Raze in her hometown right here. If we actually scale this up a little bit, we can see the full thing, and we have fireworks, of course, with Raze's boom sort of saying right here, and of course, everything looks really exciting. And my question to you as well is, what do you see right here? Okay, what do you see right here? Moving forward, more Raze images. So much going on, friends, so much going on. We have a toolbox right here. We have what seems to be some sort of, this looks like a head mask sort of for if Raze is going to be using tools and stuff to essentially shield her eyes, I guess. Then we have the Raze grenade right here. We have a key/pin right here. And we have this phone right here that seems to be cracked. Now, this is the same phone that we see in... There's so many images to go through here. Not this phone. It's the same phone that we see in the cinematic. In fact, now that I think of it, the reason why I can't find it is because it's already here. If we actually have a look at this, we can see that this is the Raze cinematic. If I unfreeze this frame, I should say, then you'll see it. As we can see, it sort of goes through the cinematic right here. But this is in fact the phone that we see from Raze right here. And then of course it shows here, show do Piana system, and then Killjoy right here with 3 messages, and then 18 new emails right here, 45 emails as well. That is a lot. Well, not a lot, but somewhat a lot of emails. Now, something that someone pointed out in the chat very recently, I think it was Medium in the chat potentially, said that these are basically the same times, right? We see 15:31 right here, which of course is 3:31 in the afternoon, and we see of course split right here, and then we see 3:30 right here as well. So my question to you is, do you think that something is happening here that is actually quite large? I would love to hear your take on that specifically. And then finally, we're going to go to this image right here, which I did show already on Valorant Hub 2, but I'm showing it to you again. This of course is Raze in her hometown. Here we have Kingdom Corporation logos. One here, one here. We have what looks like service over here, which we've seen in maps prior. And this itself is basically meant to be Raze's hometown in real life. This is a sculpture that you can actually find in this place right here. We have obviously a crane right here. We have a lot of boats right here. And one thing else I see, we're not going to say much about it, but there's definitely something else here. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a location that we're going to see, but it might be. There's no confirmation about this, but we do know that there are many different maps that are being built right now. And we also know that certain locations have not been seen yet. We haven't seen anywhere in the Americas, nor North America, not South America right now, regarding maps. Yes, we of course have a couple of agents, well actually a few agents from the Americas, but no maps from there. Of course, we also don't have any maps in, say, India, for example. We don't have any maps in the UK. We only have one map really in Europe, which would be Ascent, of course, based on Venice, Italy. But my question to you is, do you think that this itself is a new map? I would love to hear your take on it. Again, I'm not saying it is, but I would love to hear your take. Having said that, that's a lot to go over, 16 minutes. I would love to hear your take on everything that we have spoken about in this video. More than anything, what do you think of what we see right here? Do you believe that the next agent is going to be called KO? And do you believe that they're going to have the abilities that on screen is putting down here? Would love to hear your take. What do you think we're going to see from this agent right here, as it is being called by Mike at least? And of course, like I say, what are your thoughts on what we see in this room right here? We have this sort of background room right here. We have an interface that people can click. We have some sort of I don't even know what this is, maybe some storage thing, but it's difficult to tell. And of course, it looks like we might have some Radionite boxes or maybe some computer screens over there too. Lots going on, lots happening very, very soon. Keep up to date with Valorant Hub to keep up to date with everything happening in this game, because this is Valorant Hub and I cover everything going on every single day. So if you want to be up to date and happening, hit that subscribe button, keep notifications on. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next Valorant video.